when you look at the budget speech of our respected finance minister, she mentioned that the angel tax benefits goes off. Many of people wonder what is that angel tax regime or what is that angel tax aspect. Well, it is that section 56 to 7b has a particular provision, that is, if an unlisted company issues shares at an exorbitant premium, there is a basis of valuation of shares which is set in the rules and wherever applicable, though there are various bases of valuation. I am not going into detail, but there is a basis of valuation. Suppose I arrive at my shares value at 40, but the company is issuing shares at 200 rupees, which means 160 rupees extra I am collecting. My shares value will be 10 plus 30, 40 rupees, but whereas it is issued at 200 rupees, 160 rupees, suppose 1 lakh shares are issued, that is considered as an income in the hands of the company. Well, this was one, as I told you, the valuation methodologies keeps on differing. And we were trying to find it out various routes of ensuring, because a startup company might require a huge fund, but they cannot afford to allot all the shares. Then the capital ratio will change, and the owners, the promoters' contribution or the promoter's share of capital will be very meager. There are a lot of aspects. So in this budget, they have gone away with that particular provision, which means a company can issue shares at any level of premium. Well, practically what we were doing, just to give you an idea, many of us were using the preference shares route, non-convertible preference shares route, and then our convertible preference shares route later converted into equity shares. Now that element goes off, they can still retain it as share capital and the balance as securities premium. So the companies can issue shares at any price, even though the valuation will be smaller. But is that all? Well, always we should be very careful with that where the tail ends. In this type of law, the tail can just extend to some other provision. Interestingly, I want to connect it with section 68. 68 says about source, unexplained money, etc. In that, in the past few years, the amendments is very clear. Not only the source of the recipient, source of the resource person should also be provided by the firm or the company. Suppose somebody is computing or somebody is contributing capital into my organization. I may be a firm, so he is a partner. I may be a company, he is a shareholder. I cannot just like that raise my hand say for me this is capital. That is not sufficient. That person who resourced me, his source should also be mentioned by me. So just because I can get disproportionate premium, this section should not be understood. There is a small tail which extends to section 68. And if you just look at it, it cannot be used as a channel for fueling capital on a very exorbitant manner. Guard provisions might come into play and say, boss, you are trying to bring the money as capital, though intention is not that of capital. Like this, there can be a tail to this particular provision. You should not just like that read this is bad and or this is gone and there's no more there is no more problem. It's only going to be smiles. No doubt it is going to be smiles, but please remember there is a tail provision which can extend to other aspects. These like small nuances are going to be discussed more interestingly from the academical and the practical angle in our classroom. For CA final May and November 25 examination, classes begins from September 2nd, 2024. Classes are both physical as well as live online. For information regarding the classes, please call the number that is appearing on the screen. Meet you in the classroom. to understand the amendment provision and to enjoy income tax with the primary intention of making you score 60 plus in income tax.